Hey lovelies, welcome back to Make Life Easy with Faith. Let's make some liver wet fry. Enjoy the video, guys. Guys, so we are making some liver wet fry, and our ingredients for today are, of course, liver. So what I've done is I've asked the butcher to remove ile karatasi ya juu, the nylon bit of the liver, before cutting them into pieces. And then I have with me milk. Yes, we are going to use milk. I have salt, cooking oil. I'm going to use white and red onions, and then two tomatoes. I have dania, I have kafirifiri kumbali, I have half bell pepper, and then I have tomato paste. I have Royco chili flavor, the seasoning mix, and then I have soy sauce. So let's get straight into making our liver wet fry. So I know the first question you're going to ask is maziwa ni ya nini? So this is 200 ml of milk. I'll use it to soak my liver. Yes, so this is basically just for soaking. Sorry about the mess. I'll let this sit for 15 to 20 minutes. The reason why I'm using milk is to remove that bitter taste. There's a way liver tends to have bitter taste, so the milk is used basically for that. Let's go ahead and prep all these other things as we wait for the liver to soak in the milk. So I've cut the white and the red onions. I've cut the hoho, the half one, and then these are dania stems. I've cut them separately with the hoho, and then I've done the dania leaves that I'll use for garnishing separately. And then I had forgotten to mention that I'll also be using garlic and ginger paste. This is a combo that I really love, and I don't mind having it in all my meals. And then what I'll do with the tomatoes is I'll blend it. So I've added the pili pili in there, and then for this Royco chili flavor mix, I'll also add it in there. So I'll also blend that in there, and then I'll use a drop of soy sauce, that small, because that is dark soy sauce, meaning it has salt, it is salty. And then I'll go ahead and add my tomato paste. So I want to blend all these things together in one blender. Yeah, so let me finish adding them, then we blend them. So I'll just go ahead and blend this together. Liver has been soaking for about 20 minutes now, and I believe the milk has soaked all the bitterness. So I'll go ahead and strain it, and then I'm using a strainer, and then I'll just run some water through it, which is not a must. You can choose to cook it with that. So for me, I'll just run the water until all the milk is washed away. I believe now this won't be bitter. I'll go ahead and put that in the meko and let the water dry before I can add in my cooking oil. So I've not added any water. It's the water that I've used to wash it that I'm using to cook it with. As the water is almost gone, I'll add in very little salt. Remember, we are using dark soy salt, which is salty, so have to regulate your salt. Otherwise, you'll have food full of salt. Now that the water has dried up, I'll add in my cooking oil and let it fry before I can add my onions. The liver is nice and crispy. Then I'll add in the onions. I've given it a nice stir. Remember, I used red and white onions. I love white onions. They just uplift or amplify the taste of food. I'll go ahead and add my garlic and ginger and then also give it a stir. When the onions are nicely cooked, I'll add in my dania stems and hoho. Remember, these are dania stems. The leaves, we'll use them at the end. The smell is heavenly. At this point, I'll add in my tomato that we had blended and give it a stir and allow all those spices to cook down. That's how it's looking once I've added and stirred the tomatoes. Let's allow them to cook until they are nicely done. Our tomatoes have cooked. Now I'll just add in the nadia and give it a nice mix as well. And just like that, our wet fry liver is ready. I don't think my camera is doing justice to how the liver looks. Let's plate this, guys. Let's plate it. I'd love to know what you think about our today's recipe. Would you try it out? And is it simple to make? And did it make your life easier? Until the next one, bye.